Testosterone is effectively meaningless if your body cannot actually use it.
Let's go.
You must optimize your androgen receptor density and sensitivity in order to actually see the effects of the high testosterone levels you have. Because even if you have low testosterone levels, you will still look bigger than everyone else if your androgen receptors are optimized. My name is Daniel Rojas. I help people enhance their human performance through applicable hormonal optimization. Your androgen receptors accept the testosterone that you have in your body, not just testosterone, but also dihydrotestosterone and all the other male androgens. Your highest concentration of androgen receptors will be in your upper body. Your chest, your traps, and your shoulders will be the main targets of your testosterone. So people who inject testosterone, let's say those pro bodybuilders, that is why generally their upper bodies are the greatest parts about their physiques. And sometimes their legs fall behind. I'm sure you can think of Arnold in the past. Arnold Schwarzenegger, how he has a massive upper body and his legs kind of lack a little bit. The other thing that we must take into account is androgen receptor sensitivity. You might have a great density and amount of androgen receptors localized in certain places in your body, like your genitals and your upper body. However, if your body cannot actually be sensitive to your hormones, you will not actually see the effects of your testosterone that you do have. So whatever optimization that you've done for your testosterone, like I show on my channel, won't actually matter. Your sensitivity is just as important as your density. But honestly, the truth is you can really do only so much for your density, and the most thing that you can actually optimize is your sensitivity. So let's start off with density. Practically the only ways you were able to enhance your androgen receptor density is through your diet, through actually getting the building blocks of your androgen receptors within your diet. Now, you can supplement with amino acids, or your diet can actually consist of this if you have enough protein, but also it might be effective to supplement with L-carnitine, glycine, and glutamine. This is kind of like the tier list of the ones that you should be considering. Of course, consult with your doctor first. The number of androgen receptors you have will actually increase if you build muscle. Androgen receptors are most densely located in fast twitch muscle fibers. These types of fibers are more explosive, so powerlifting would be better for increasing your androgen receptor density. And this is kind of opposite to slow twitch muscle fibers, which carry less androgen receptors. Think your calf muscles that can sustain tension for a long period of time. Like you can think running, your calf muscles need to be able to carry that load for a long time. Now, lifting heavy does not actually increase testosterone. The reason why people tell you that is actually not the reason why it works. The reason why lifting heavy weights will actually benefit you will be because it will enhance your androgen receptor density. People don't talk about this. There is a misconception. Lifting heavy does not increase testosterone. It increases your androgen receptor density as well as sensitivity. And we'll get to that actually right now. Androgen receptor sensitivity is essentially the affinity of your testosterone binding to your androgen receptors for gene expression. Your sensitivity is primarily determined by your genetics, but there are things we can actually do to enhance the sensitivity. So your genetics is actually the number of CAG repeats in your genetics, in your genes, like the actual code, the actual codons, cytosine, adenine, and glutamine. But often, we actually benefit more for our androgen receptor sensitivity through subtracting things from our life. This is because modern world has modern chemicals that people weren't accustomed to back when they were cavemen. BPA, bisphenol A, is an endocrine disruptor that is found in plastics and especially used to coat plastics so it doesn't stick together or so that it is heat safe, like in receipts. You might have heard that you shouldn't touch receipts. This is technically true. I mean, you'd have to touch a lot of receipts over a long extended period of time for this to actually take effect. But if you think about it, you pretty much touch receipts every single time you buy something, so it would actually be better off for your future if you didn't touch them as often. BPA actually binds to the androgen receptor instead of testosterone. It can also bind to the estrogen receptor and act as a form of estrogenic within the body. This can disrupt your hormonal balance and actually send the wrong signals to your brain so that you will end up secreting less hormone because your body thinks that it already has enough. or it can modulate the hormone, like how it can modulate estrogen and act as a worse form of estrogen that is more unhealthy in the body. Other things you can subtract is cortisol. Cortisol can actually limit the sensitivity of the androgen receptor, especially by kind of blocking the androgen receptor from the androgens. Also, chemicals like benzophenones and oxybenzones found in sunscreen, but also in pretty much every beauty product that you apply on your face, there is things like phthalates, things that you put on your skin that are actually endocrine disruptors. Now, of course, it is important to enhance your estrogen and optimize that to its correct levels, but it also is important to make sure that your androgen receptor sensitivity and health are good. So look into the products that you actually use and stop using the ones that have benzophenones and oxybenzones. Anything that has bens, just kind of stay away from, as well as phthalates. An alternative for chemical-based sunscreens would actually be mineral-based sunscreens. I recommend the zinc oxide-based ones. How can you add something to increase your androgen receptor sensitivity? Well, you can have quick, short bursts of energy. Think of epinephrine, adrenaline, things that get you randomly pumped up. The key word is short. You don't want it to be a long, prolonged stress, because then it would just end up being cortisol and end up blocking your androgen receptors. An example of this would be like sprinting, of course, explosive powerlifting movements, and like I said, it will increase your androgen receptor density and sensitivity. A man with the very best optimized androgen receptors can have low testosterone, like 200 nanograms per deciliter, and he will still look bigger and still be able to perform better than the man that has 1000 nanograms per deciliter, even if it is natural. If that man, the 1000 nanograms per deciliter, does not have optimized androgen receptors, meaningless. Does not make a difference for his life in the slightest. So now you know how to optimize your androgen receptor sensitivity and density, and also how it will actually affect your body composition. If you'd like to further optimize your human performance and hormonal health so that you can see just the exact strength, vitality, and aesthetics that your body is genuinely capable of, check the first link in the description below. Like the video.